What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle. Now, in this video, I want to talk about a question that I get every once in a while, especially when we get a new expansion coming out or the game goes on sale. Somebody will ask me whether they should buy just the vanilla game or if they should worry about the expansions at the very beginning. And my standard answer is yes, buy the complete game. However many expansions are out at that moment, if you can get them all on sale, definitely try to get stuff on sale if you can. But I always recommend getting all of the expansions because the vanilla game offers a certain amount of content and the expansions aren't exactly added to the end of that content. Now, the Throne of the Herald does add some stuff at the end. Your base standard game is going to give you level 1 through 99 for all of these skills, for the attack or for the combat skills and the non-combat skills. You're going to get up to level 99 through the base game. The Throne of the Herald adds 100 to 120 for all of the skills except for cartography and archaeology. These two come from the Atlas of Discovery, so you don't even get those skills unless you purchase Atlas of Discovery. Now, the important thing, or the thing that makes it helpful to have all of the expansions at once, and I presume the future expansions are going to do the same thing, is that you get a lot of extra things that you can use in the rest of the game. So I have not really explored Atlas of Discovery all that much. I'm still working on completing some of the content. Like I'm trying to get some of these items. This particular crossbow is one that I'm after, but there's a lot of items added in this particular expansion. This is some of the combat stuff that gets added. And I presume a lot of this or some of this might be useful going into Throne of the Herald. So we now have new items that might be useful in other content. And the Throne of the Herald, I actually started an adventure account and ran through Throne of the Herald at that point. I basically got it up through the end of the vanilla game because that's what I really wanted to see, was just how the vanilla game changed with the Throne of the Herald expansion. And you actually level up quicker because there's a lot of different items and skill options that are available with Throne of the Herald that you don't get in the base game. For instance, agility offers an additional 5 obstacles plus another elite pillar. And I believe you could get all of these bought, maybe not every aspect of all of them. Like some of these you can't buy because you don't have the items for it. Like you can build the corundum arrows, so you could actually get this one here. But there's some of this, like you might not be able to get this snowcrest herb or, well, actually, you can probably get all these, but there were some that I could not get because I did not have the items, and that's because I couldn't grow them or whatever. I didn't get the seeds for some of this stuff, so I wasn't able to buy it. But if you can mine it, like I could probably take this one, which gives a little bit of extra bonus for evasion and accuracy and stuff like that. Like this all was very helpful. Even more so was like some of the summoning ones. There's a few of these that you can't get, namely the spider one. Like you can't get that until the expansion, but you could get the fox, the beaver, the siren, the owl. I'm pretty sure I could get all of those and unlock them and create them and start using them. And then same thing with astrology. You get 4 extra constellations in here, and this one works for astrology. This one works for township. This one works for all your non-combat skills, and this one works for your combat skills. So even though these are in that 120 side of the Throne of the Herald, these still apply to the base game. So if you take the time and level this up to 120 and max all these out and get all of the different options opened up for them, that gives you access, gives you more bonuses on the base game. And the same thing with some of the leveling stuff. There's different rings and stuff like that. Like you go into, say, crafting, and there's an additional section of rings down here. Now, again, some of these you can't create until you've gotten into the expansion and gotten some things, but there are some that you can create because you can mine and smith up palladium bars and mine up reaches, so you can get 4% damage reduction when fighting a magic enemy. You can equip this onto your ranged character and use this to get a little bit of extra damage reduction. I did that in my adventure account, and I took advantage of some of these things. There's rings and necklaces and things like that. And now we have, and then you get some extra bags and stuff. Like I think some of these came, I can't remember where the actual demarcation point is, but some of this stuff did come from that. Now, this hardwood armor, you can't actually equip until you're in the expansion, so you have to beat the base game for that. But some of this other stuff you can definitely use, like some of these urns. I think the large urn actually came from the expansion side of things, and I think we could get into it. Maybe it didn't. I can't remember. It's been a long time ago, but stuff like thieving. I know these 5 sections of NPCs are brand new. You get access to new fishing areas, which if you can get down here to this, these raw mystic sharks heal for a lot once you cook them up, and that's accessible right from the get-go. So once you have, well, I mean, you have to unlock it and everything, but if you have the base game and the Throne of the Herald, you'll be able to use these raw mystic sharks once you can get down to fishing up to that level and cooking up to the level to use them. You can use them for the rest of the game, and they heal a lot. So what are we using? Just regular sharks. These heal 1425. This is just vanilla. This isn't adventure mode, so it doesn't have that times 10 multiplier. But regular, or well, the starred whales give you 712. The starred, whatever, mystic sharks, these things give you double that. So they're 1425. So that heals a lot better. And there's rings you can use. There's the agility obstacles, the summoning tablets, the astrology sections. That's all from Throne of the Herald. Now we've got the Age of Discovery out. That gives you cartography, which anywhere in cartography that has one of these little stars, this gives you bonuses. So this is cartography bonuses. This star over here gives you a chance to ignore slow effects. And if we go to, let's find another one here. This one gives you a chance to gain resources in cooking, fishing, smithing, stuff like that. It speeds up their interval. So you're getting some extra benefits here. And then like in archaeology, there's a ton of different items that come from archaeology. I don't have them all split out here. But this is just some of the crap that you find, but there are some definite rings and things. Like this one here gives you 100% gold gained for some stuff here. What am I trying to say here? 100% gold gain when earning gold except alt magic and item sales. You get +3 non-combat skill XP and +3 global mastery XP. So this thing is well worth having on. Gives you extra money and non-combat skill XP and global mastery. So that gives you extra stuff there. That's from the Atlas of Discovery. So you get some bonuses there. This Cursed Arcana, this gives you use of some magic curses when you equip this. So there's some extra things. Or this, I think the Voodoo Trinket was later on. That one might not be out in range. But there is a lot of things in here that give you like this one here, this Haunted Ring, global accuracy, lifesteal, stuff like that. That comes from the Atlas of Discovery. What I'm trying to say, in a long roundabout way, is that each one of these expansions adds new items that will help accelerate the base game. The vanilla game has a certain speed to it, and you don't get the extras that you do with the expansions. With the expansions, you're going to get a little bit like this one here offers lifesteal and max hit and stuff like that. You're going to hit a little bit harder. On the non-combat side, you've got this thing here. You might generate a little bit more XP. So there's benefits to having both of these expansions in place. Now, the Throne of the Herald expansion, the combat portion of it doesn't really kick in until you've beaten the base game, but the non-combat side kicks in almost immediately. On the flip side, the Atlas of Discovery, this one you can start as early as you can get into cartography and start unlocking things, and that's available through the rest of the game. So that one gives you a good middle of the game, early to mid game, probably into Throne of the Herald. I'm kind of curious how this new expansion fits into the rest of the game, because this adds a bunch of other stuff that could be available or usable throughout the rest of the game. So to kind of wrap all this up, in my opinion, if you're going to buy Melvor Idol and go into it, it's a cheap enough game that I think it's worth just buying the entire game, especially if you can get it on sale for, I think it's like $15 right now. If you can get the whole game on sale, just go ahead and get it, because all of the expansions work together. They're not additive to the base game. They're in addition to. So have access to a whole bunch of things that can help out throughout the entire time you play the game. And there's new game modes that come in from time to time, or there's just extra stuff. So long-winded way to saying my recommendation will probably always be, unless there's just a bad expansion, to buy all of the expansions and have the complete game and everything accessible, because it just makes everything work better throughout the entire experience that you have with Melvor Idle. So that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.